Yay!
Hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody. We're back for another episode of Luminescence. I'm Debra, and I'm here with the incredible, powerful Nina Simone of Crystal Sun Healing, and we're here in her office. And let me tell you a little bit about Nina. Nina Simone is a Toltec shaman. She is a crystal healer. She is a sacred ceremonialist, a tantra yoga teacher, and an herbalist. And I can share a little bit of how I'm connected with you and who you are to me. So I actually had started to, part of my story is like I used to live in Atlanta. I moved away, I came back. I moved to California, I came back. And I've been kind of catching like the vibe of Atlanta now and the scene, and I actually saw a lot of the events that you were doing on social media like Facebook. So I was starting to see that you do cacao ceremony and you do different healing events, all over Atlanta. And so you were already on my radar, and then you did an event with my friend Ebony Lawson, who has also been on this video series, and it was a cacao ceremony and breathwork event. And I was fortunate enough to go, and it was so amazing. Like, I guess I'm just telling a little bit about my personal experience, but gosh, like, when I walked in, it felt like the energy of the West Coast, and the energy, it was like a really high vibration. It was like very intentional, the energy of the space. And you had this altar set up that was like, it was like 7th dimensional or something. It was like so powerful, and she had like all these sacred objects, and it was really amazing. And then we connected, and I ended up receiving a couple of sessions from you that have been so incredible and powerful. Like, I feel like my whole energy has shifted since I've been receiving energy clearing sessions from you. And I feel so grateful to meet, and so grateful to be in community with you, and to be in collaboration with you. And you make me feel like I can be in Atlanta. People like you because you have such a wonderful vibration, and you're such a powerful healer. I know I'm like totally speaking your praises, but I'm super excited to know you, and I feel very grateful to have received from you, because healers need healing too. And so anyway, that's my story about it. Do you want to share a little bit more about what you do, your story, how did you, here you are.
Here I am.
How did you get into all of this?
Well, I mean, you could say that I've been doing this pretty much my entire life. Both of my parents are mystics, and I grew up in the ancient mysteries. I grew up working in a temple.
Oh, wow.
Well, I should say serving in a temple. And then I've been struck by lightning twice. And so
oh my gosh.
Each time it just kind of triggered new events in my life. And the second time it happened, that's when I started healing. I discovered energy could come out of my hands, and I could manipulate energy, and I could see it, I could feel it, I could touch it and smell it. Yeah, even taste it.
Wow.
And so, long story short, I was teaching at a Waldorf outdoor school, and the universe kept on giving me the push to leave teaching and step into full-time healing. And along the way, I was working with Sacred Cacao, doing cacao ceremonies all around Atlanta. I've been to Colorado, I've been to Tennessee, I've been to North Carolina. Working with large groups, small groups, one-on-ones, it just, it varies. And of course, with my teaching and yoga career, I love it. Tantra in itself has grounded me so deeply in my body and shown me how to really connect with energy in a deeper way and learn practical applications and techniques for making my life better. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us what it was like getting struck by lightning. I mean, did you have to go to the hospital, or I mean, I don't even know what that's like.
Well, thankfully, I didn't have to go to the hospital. But I will say that I was kind of sick for about a week.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the first time it happened.
Were you a child or?
Yeah.
adult? Yeah, child.
When I was 8 years old, it was like someone pushed a giant reset button, and all the hairs on my arm were standing up, and you could hear the white noise in my ear, and I just saw white for a second. And I just remember my brother and my dad looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine." But then the second time, it took me a couple weeks to recover, because it kind of felt like my cells were still dancing and vibrating. And so I had to let everything settle, per se. And then after that, that's when my whole world shifted. So.
When you were 8?
No, when
the second time.
The second time. Oh, the second time I was actually, it was on the night of my 26th birthday. I was in my bed, and lightning comes through the window into my bedroom where I'm sleeping, and just blows everything up. Luckily, nothing physical was really harmed except for all the electronics in our house. But it came into the house and it blew up the front yard. Yeah, we had to redesign the front yard. So all the trees went bye-bye. But luckily, none of the infrastructure of the house was harmed.
So, and then from that moment on, did you also see white again the second time? Or?
Well, truthfully,
I'm just super interested. I'm like, this whole conversation is turning only about the lightning.
When the lightning came into the bedroom, I just kind of pulled my blanket over my head and shook like a little bug, trying to tell myself, "Oh, you're too old to be scared of lightning and thunder. It's gonna be fine." And then in the morning, I saw what really happened. So,
and everything changed for you then.
Mm-hmm.
You started to feel energy and.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was always sensitive as a kid, but when you go through puberty and you're just trying to fit in, you're just like, I'm just trying to fit in, and so I shut everything down. And I guess the universe had different plans for me and said,
"Wow," because who gets struck by lightning inside of a house? It's like almost like you're chosen or something to the universe is like, "Oh, we're about to initiate her."
It was intense.
Specifically, we're coming to initiate Nina. Oh my gosh. So, and then, so I'm also curious about, you said when you grew up, your parents were both healers? Is that what you said?
No, my parents are both mystics.
Mystics.
So they're very much into the mystical arts. And which was good because they raised me with an open mind. Mm-hmm. And it gave me the freedom to explore different things. And yeah, I mean, it was cool. Yeah.
And you grew up in a temple? What kind of temple was it?
So it was it's an initiatic order, and it's based on the ancient mystery teachings, some of them steeped in the teachings of Isis and Akhenaten, and we cover the Greek philosophers as well, but it's mostly the teachings of Alexandria and the teachings of Greece and Chaldea, and yeah, so...
Wait, was that in California or where was that?
No. It was actually in Atlanta.
Oh.
And it's just a small group of us, and so.
So you grew up here?
Well, I was born in Connecticut,
okay.
And then when I was young, my family, my dad, he got a job, and we all moved to Georgia. And when we moved to Georgia, that's when everything just kind of took off, and my parents were like, "We're going to go meditate." And I was like, "Okay." And so I'd go with them, and then I would serve. I would help by lighting the candles in the temple. And when I was older, I've done chanting and, different operational things around the temple. So
you're in it. So, and your family, understands.
For the most part, yeah. Everyone has their path.
Right.
Truly. But
yeah. So what is it like for you when you are like you said, you can hear energy, you can taste energy, you can smell energy. So what is, I mean, you don't have to answer all of this if you don't want to, but I'm just curious, like when you're doing a session like on someone, what is your experience? You're feeling all of this sensation.
So a lot of times when I have a client, I will almost always feel where they're feeling pain in my own body, which makes it easier for me to locate where they're having pain or issues or blockages. And I'm able to sometimes even see the organ. And if there's like an area in the body that's afflicted, it's a little dark and shadowy. And then while I'm working on them and I'm moving the energy, it's somehow, I guess, through my fingertips, it's like I'm smelling it. Like I've worked on a client once that was backed up and I could smell the fermentation. It was the strangest thing, but after we moved the energy, I could smell that the organ was clean.
Oh, wow.
And then they, before I even said anything, they said to me like, oh, there was a shift. And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
So
do you channel, or do you, how does it work, like when the organ's not clean and then it's clean?
Well, so
you're working with like angels and guides.
Yeah, I work with my angels, I work with my guides, and any other allies. I work with crystals, and the crystals also help. And they just kind of guide me. I'm receptive,
right?
And I listen in, and then I just go right to it. It's more of just, it's not so black and white. It's just more of a knowing. You're like, oh, right there. And you have to trust in that.
Right.
So
to trust your intuition. And then do you have to do a lot of practices to then like clear your energy and ground your energy when you're working with that kind of sensation where you're feeling things in your body? And
yes.
I think a lot of people are interested in that kind of thing because there's so many more empaths right now that are feeling a lot.
First and foremost, boundaries. The first time I felt it, it was crippling until I learned that this energy that I was feeling was not mine. And so it allowed me to have compassion for that person. And when I realized it was coming from the person I was connected to, I was able to establish a boundary and just hold space for them. And say, okay, I'm holding space for you. I know you're in pain. And then as soon as I did that, the pain just kind of dissipated. And anytime I work with a client, immediately after a session, I always have to ground and clear myself. But then additionally, I have to go to nature like once or twice a week to really, really cleanse and clear. And I mean, as an energetic healer, self-care is paramount on so many levels. And, smudging is just one aspect of it, and it's not all of it. Like, you need to connect. You need to be in situations where nature's negative ions can really ground you and relax you so that you can release anything else that you may have absorbed in your daily travels. So
yeah. Amazing. And then with the crystal work that you do, so you actually sell crystals as well, right? And I saw you have a collection of yoni eggs that you offer, and you want to tell us a little bit more about the crystal aspect of things?
Oh, so I love crystals. And I have a pretty special relationship with crystals, I think. I can look at them and pretty much understand their properties immediately, know which part of the body they work on, and when I see people, I'm able to really match people's energy signature at that moment in time with a particular crystal. And I'm able to do that with herbs, but it's definitely really potent with the crystal. And then the crystal shows me where to place it, because it acts, it's just a little computer chip. You just program it to do whatever you need it to do, and then it does it, and then
Amazing.
It's ancient technology.
Amazing. And in our sessions, you've also used cards as well.
So yes, I love to give readings. I love talking to the aliens. I love talking to the angels. Oftentimes I'll talk to people's ancestors. that come in through the readings and help people to really reconnect to themselves, reconnect to their own roots, reconnect to their own knowingness, and whatever modality that is used. I mean, the cards are just but a reflection of what we already know. So it's just like another mirror reflecting it back to you in case you didn't understand what the first mirror was telling you. So yeah,
amazing. I know I have like a million questions.
That's fine.
So one of the things I really appreciate about you, I feel like in this day and age, there's a lot of people that are saying like, oh, I do cacao ceremonies, or I'm a shaman, but they're not really in a lineage of those things. And I really appreciate about you that you are. You're doing like a traditional cacao ceremony, and you've done trainings, do you want to say more about the ceremonial and shamanic aspect of things? Like,
oh, well, this is where it gets interesting. So, because I've worked with the esoteric in temple settings, I had an understanding for how how ceremony works. And I worked with a multitude of different medicine men and medicine women, and my teacher, she was the one who initiated me into the Toltec lineage. And that's what really opened the door. So I don't want to sit here and say that it's only exclusive to those that belong to a lineage, but I will say that when you have a strong backing or egregore, a lot more grace tends to show up to support you, because you're able to pull from things that are a little more organized. So
right, that makes sense.
Before I received my initiation, things were really good, but then after my initiation, it's like something just dropped down and it got really awesome, and I didn't have to work as hard. So
right, because you have like the ancestral backing, or
a lot of grace showed up. And
that's interesting.
A lot of more clarity about which way to go and what to do, but first and foremost, it's reverence. I would say reverence is the main ingredient and key to being successful. If you don't have any reverence for something, then it can get a little trickier. So
appreciating what came before you, appreciating the energy of it, the magic of it, the power of it.
Yes. And how it's such an honor to be able to hold space for other people that feel safe and vulnerable enough to be in your space to do some really powerful, incredible healing. And so, I mean, it's truly a spiritual and karmic responsibility to do the right thing. So you want to carry these souls with care, like you would a little newborn baby. So.
Aww. I know, I'm afraid if I say too much, it's gonna sound like I'm a commercial for you. But I feel like I've been around a lot of healers, I've received a lot of sessions, and I just feel so much trust for you, and so much
thank you.
Yeah, I feel the power that you carry, that you bring. So yeah.
Well, I have my family and my ancestors and my teachers to thank for that, for sure.
And so we're here in your office. I know you're all around Atlanta. You're doing ceremonies and events at different yoga studios, but also different venues. What are some of the venues? What are some of the...
Oh, I've been to Elohi, I've been to Yoga Collective, I've been to Southwest Atlanta Yoga, I've been to... I've done events here in my own office at Remember Your Truth. I've been to Santosha a few times, and I'm getting ready to go back there again soon. The Star House in Colorado, that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. And let's see, Yoga Highlands, I've been there, and I know there's more.
You're about to do Dirty South Yoga Fest.
Yes, this weekend I'm going to be at the Dirty South Yoga Festival.
And Southeast Women's Herbal?
Oh yeah,
Conference?
and I've been a vendor at the Southeast Wise Woman Herbal Conference for the past 3 years. And if you're a woman and you want to learn about this stuff, I highly recommend you go. That's all I'm saying. I have a vending booth and I do healing work and I do readings, and that's usually where you see me talking about yoni crystals, and that's where you see large groups of women purchasing large amounts of yoni crystals from me. So
amazing. And what's your experience with yoni crystals? I mean, people that are watching it probably already learned about, maybe not, but so the crystal, you're wearing it inside, and then you're receiving all of the healing properties of that crystal.
Well, yes. So I try to phrase it to people like, imagine you're having a meditation with a crystal that you're holding in your hand. And then let's say 10 minutes into that meditation, it starts getting good, but then you have to end the meditation. But with the yoni crystal, you can continue that meditation. And for me, I truly share my experience, my own healing journey with the yoni crystal, and I share that with others, because oftentimes our own personal testimony is what other people are looking for, and not just the left brain facts and logical stuff, which that stuff is good. The science, there's a lot of science behind it. I mean, it's ancient, it's been around for a long time. Indigenous women have been using it over in Asia and Africa, and truly women's health around the globe in certain areas has not been an issue because they've had these tools, whether it be yoni crystals or yoni steaming. Like, they have had these tools to take care of their wombs. That's a whole nother realm.
Right. Yeah. So, and then does the yoni crystal, does it tie in with Tantra yoga that you...
Oh, you can absolutely use the yoni crystal during Tantra yoga, but Tantra yoga in itself, I mean, you have to ask yourself, what is Tantra? You have to understand what Tantra is first, but in the style of Tantra yoga that I'm teaching, I'm working with the prana vayus, which are the different types of prana that are in our bodies, and we're learning how to manipulate them, in a good way, of course, to help us have a better life, optimal wellness. And so really with a specific insight, I should say. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if, let's say, you need to get more grounded, then we would have a very special Tantra yoga class just for grounding. And there's certain techniques that I share so that people can get more grounded in their body. So Tantra is a very large umbrella that covers many different things. So
are you teaching like yoga asana or not so much?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a range, right? You can go from asana to like breathing or partner exercises.
Yeah, so it's technically Tantra Hatha yoga, because most yoga in the West is Hatha yoga, and which is asana. And so we are taking postures, but we're also mixing the meditation and the pranayama as well, and a lot of visualization and connectedness. So I've had people who don't even want to utter the word energy that have come to my yoga class, and they're just like, that was really different. I was like, well, I won't say the word, but we were moving energy.
Right. Yeah. And even in the cacao ceremony that I came to, was like very powerful energy moving happening there too.
I do enjoy those. It brings me back to my joys of how much I enjoy the Central American traditions. And so cacao is very Mayan and Central American, and so we really tap into those energies because they show up and they want to help us. They really do. You just have to ask.
Amazing. And so you're actually about to teach an event tonight, or facilitate an event.
Yes. Sacred Silence is another event that I just recently started curating, And so it's just a space. I feel like we've all gone to healing circles or been in a space where we were just moving through tough emotions and just didn't have the words for it. And so this is a space where you can come and just be without judgment and release that. And that's where I'm really digging into more of my shamanic tools and helping people to release. And there's crystals, there's plant medicine. I usually have flower essences, which I make myself from the plants in my garden. And I'll play different instruments, whether it's some of the singing bowls or my drums or my rattle. I love my rattle. So
amazing. So how can people get in touch with you and find out about all of your events and your services and come get sessions from you? And so
I have a website, crystalsunhealing.com. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. My Facebook page is Crystal Sun Healing. If you want to connect with me personally, my Facebook account is Nina Simone. My Instagram is Crystal Sun Yogi with an underscore in between each word. So Crystal Sun Yogi with an underscore in between each word. And then if you're on those, you'll pretty much get live updates of all of my events.
Okay.
I am still working on getting my newsletter together. Mm-hmm. This is doing this full time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm still getting all the little pieces together. Mm-hmm. But I'm at Remember Your Truth in North Atlanta, where 285 meets 85. So I'm easily accessible to everyone. And if I am not local, you can always send me a message and then we can work long distance.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I love this office space. I had never been over here, and you know, when you drive up, it looks like an ordinary building, and then you walk in, you come up to the floor that you're on, you open the door, and it's like, oh, there's all these huge gongs everywhere, and it's super healing vibes in here. It's amazing.
I feel
amazing space.
Really fortunate to be here. I work with awesome people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, amazing. Hey, okay, I have to ask you one more question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have an amazing name. Were you named after the singer? Do people ask you this all the time?
All the time. Actually, Nina Simone is one of my favorite singers.
Uh-huh.
My dad introduced me to her. He was like, you should know who this person is. She's got your name. Or you've got her name. But originally, my mom named me after her favorite aunt, who's Simone. But my family has always called me Nina.
Uh-huh.
And so what has happened is along the years, everyone that was close to me has always called me Nina. And those who didn't know me has called me Simone. So when I became an adult, I was like, instead of having two different personalities, let me just put the two together.
Uh-huh.
And now it's
That's
Nina
beautiful.
Simone.
So you get to integrate.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
I'm both of them.
Uh-huh.
And so,
yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think we covered.
Yeah, and I mean, one last thing. If you would like to learn about your galactic starseed lineage, I work with a lot of starseeds and people on their ascension process. I'm your girl. Send me a message.
Like the Mayan galactic?
Well, I do work with the Mayan Oracle, but I also talk to different, I'm in connection with different star beings that speak to me. And so it's easy for me to see whose soul personality is more closely related or in contact with the other star beings. So if that interests you and you'd like to learn about that lineage and heritage, yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here. I feel like you're bringing so much light and healing energy to the city of Atlanta. And I just think you're so fascinating and powerful. I'm grateful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Reflections.
So crystalsunhealing.com, Facebook Crystal Sun Healing, YouTube Crystal Sun Healing.
Oh yeah.
YouTube.
My YouTube channel. So if you want to learn more about crystals, follow my YouTube channel, Crystal Sun Healing. I release videos, little crystal hacks, and all the details galore on the metaphysical properties of crystals. So
awesome, amazing, cool. And all the links are under this video, so you can follow Nina Simone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
you.